Yes, people, welcome back to the What's Going On podcast, Normski TV. It's good to be back. So much to talk about. I've got my Padrins in the green room. Also got another guest that you haven't seen for a while. We'll bringing him on if I can get my words out. But listen, guys, it's mad. It's mad. What's going on? Breaking news all over the place. But listen, we're going to talk all things football, Arsenal, Chelsea, Liverpool, you name them, Tottenham. We're going to be discussing it tonight in the What's Going On podcast. We're going to be looking at the FA Cup. We're going to be looking at the Carabao Cup final, the Premier League fixtures. There's so many stuff to talk about. Teflon Bielsa, the bottom three race, the football world, sporting bodies in defiant mood. So there's so much to talk about. And listen, if you're new to the channel, please hit that like button, share, subscribe to the channel. 245 on the way to 250. I want to just thank those that have subscribed in the past couple of days and weeks. Really do appreciate your support of the channel and the community. And listen, let's build this together. And the guys that I've got on the channel, they're doing a fantastic job. Their contribution, the panel, they are definitely lit, mate. So listen, without further ado, I am going to be bringing in our guest. So first of all, let me bring in Mr. You know who he is, Mr. D, Mr. Chili. And I have a guest that, guys, you haven't been seen for a long time. And I'm bringing him back. He's coming back. He's coming back. And here he is, Mr. Kofi Klopp, you know.
Good evening, guys.
Yes, Kofi. Good evening, sir. Good evening.
Hey, hi to my sister. Big up, Kay. How you doing? Hi to the panel.
Hey, Kay. How you doing?
My big sister, always supporting me. Thanks very much. Listen, guys. First of all, let me ask you, how are you all doing? First of all, let's go to Big D. First of all, how you doing, brother?
Yeah, not too bad. You know, not too bad. As usual, work has us on a madness. We are launching new Samsung products, so we've been mad busy. But apart from that, we're all good, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
big up, Craig.
Big up, Craig.
But you got beaten. You got beaten in there by my big sister Kay. But big up, Craig. Yeah. Yeah. So everything is good. Yeah.
Yeah. We got to celebrate a friend's 60th as well at the weekend, which was really nice. You know, it kind of beats the doom and gloom what we've been dealing with. So yeah, that was nice to get out and have some fun. Yeah, man. Good to be here. Glad to be here, should I say?
Fantastic. Mr. Chili, sporting your Tottenham top.
Always.
Yeah.
Say it with your chest, man. Say it with your chest. How you doing, though, bro?
I can't, man. I'm depressed, man. I'm feeling low. The energy levels are low today, so don't expect too much.
Listen, we've got some Lucozade. If you want some Lucozade, man, we got some Lucozade for you, yeah?
Oh,
yeah. You got the
Lucozade.
Lucozade.
You already got it, mate.
You got the Lucozade.
Listen,
we are going to be talking Tottenham as well, mate. Right,
no, we don't need to talk about that. We've got bigger things to talk about.
We're going to be talking about Tottenham tonight. Yeah, we're going to be talking about Tottenham tonight. And Mr. Kofi, long time. Listen, Kofi Klopp man's coming on. Listen, I had a little comment from the Chelsea man in Dubai. Yeah, and you probably heard his voicemail.
I did. I heard it loud and clear, and he was talking with a sore thumb. And you know, I can't wait to hear what he has to say. To be honest,
bro, listen, man, he was not a happy bunny. He wasn't happy with the situation with the Carabao Cup. We are going to be talking about that. That will be our first item agenda. But listen, before we go on to that, mate, some news obviously hitting. I sent you out the links already. It's breaking news. Obviously, Craig has put it in the chat as well. Abramovic to sell Chelsea Football Club. I'm seeing Chili there, giving it that.
Make you feel a little bit better today. A little bit better.
Feeling a little bit better. 20 years a custodian of Chelsea, and it's now come home to roost. First of all, guys, I've not. If you can obviously see, I've got an army top on. I'm not
going to war.
I'm not enlisted in the army or nothing like that. But I thought I'd just wear it. You know what I mean? Felt a bit, you know what I mean, militant. So, I thought I'd done it on tonight. But yeah, I mean, listen, literally my phone just pinged off breaking news. Abramovic. Yeah, listen, let's just quickly just talk about that. I mean, I sent you a couple of texts last week, and I sent it to Dave, who's a massive Chelsea supporter. And, you know, basically what he was saying is that, you know, he was going to hand it over to the custodians, the trustees. And, you know, that was pretty much, I was thinking, is this the end now kind of thing? But, you know, you have to bring some kind of context to it. I think what he was doing was using the trustees. He will still be running the club, so to speak. He will still be running the club behind the scenes. But then the trustees weren't too happy about, you know what I mean, and the charity, you know, going to the charity people, they would be looking and investigating it, and then there's talk about them, you know, possibly resigning from the board. So at the moment, it's a little bit chaotic, at the old Chelsea, at the old bridge, and Ken Bates selling. What did he sell the club for? Was it £1?
No, he bought it for £1, didn't he?
Right. He bought it for £1, wasn't it? So, guys, what are your thoughts quickly? How does this change things going forward? You know, there's talk of a Swiss investor, and he came out and said that he's desperate to sell the club. What are your thoughts, gentlemen? D, first of all, what are your thoughts on this news?
Well, he didn't even come and even say anything about what was going on over in Russia, and so straight away, you can tell that he was trying to distance himself. But then, if you know, he has been connected for a while with Putin. So, unfortunately, him trying to be that silent partner, as it were, and pushing the club over to the trustees, that was never going to work. Yeah, that was never going to work. You know, so and if he's already got a buyer lined up, which they said is very convenient, isn't it? That there's already a buyer queuing in hanging in the wings, a billionaire buyer hanging in the wings to take over Chelsea. So, in theory, it should be business as usual for them.
I mean, he's poured something like £2 billion into the club.
That's mad.
I mean, I'm assuming that they own this money, or is it just?
He said that he's not going to call in any debts. He doesn't want any of the loan money back.
Yeah, apparently so. Yeah,
which is decent of him.
Yeah.
I mean, he's invested a lot into Chelsea Football Club, and you know, Chelsea have reaped the rewards. You know, from his investments.
Their business on and off the pitch. I mean, look at the titles they've won. Do you know what I mean? I mean, some people might not like that business model, but it seems to be working for them. You know what I mean? You know, sack, fire higher, but at least they're getting trophies. You know what I'm saying? Something that maybe, well, 3 of us know about trophies.
You ain't got no trophy. You ain't got no trophy.
No, for real. No, listen, joking aside. But so, okay, just quickly going forward. So, what is the future for Chelsea? In your opinion,
relegation, hopefully.
No. Be honest. If it's going from billionaires' hands to billionaires' hands, I actually don't. I don't see them missing a beat, be honest with you, because
it depends though, because there's billionaires and then there's billionaires. If he gets some Saudi guy or something, but if he gets just someone who's got 1 billion or 1.5, they're not going to plow in the money that he's been plowing.
But I saw in the news that there was a British potential investor worth about 28 billion, and he's the second richest British person. So. That possibly could be a big swing in Chelsea's favour, and you know, I think Chelsea a very desirable club. So,
how much is he going to want for them?
Well, that is it. Yeah.
Then how much is the club worth? Is that what you're saying? How much is the club worth?
Yeah,
like 2 billion. I think the sale of something like 2 billion.
Well, the Glazers won 4.5 for Man United.
And we wanted, I think it was 1.5 or 2.
Was it?
Yeah.
But then we have to bear in mind that there are a lot of debts which Abramovic had accumulated as well. So, you know, they will be considered during the sale.
Yes, very true, very true. Yeah, but then you expect the government just to step in at some point, because I think going forward they're going to be looking at people coming in from outside of England to purchase clubs and whatever assets and really go to task on them.
They're going to be.
It's not going to be easy just to roll in and say, right, I'm Roman Abramovich, I'm selling this club to Norman Johnson. End of story.
I think it'll be that easy. They're going to have to go through they're going to have to go through the text. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because if they can prove that he's been laundering money as well, which has always been hinted that money has been laundered through the club, then there's a whole other thing there. Taxman and all them things that's going to be getting involved. So it could be a bit of a long-winded process for them, even though.
And that's it. And that can probably cause some. It could be unsettling with Chelsea. I mean, I don't know if that's something that I played on the mind. We'll come to the Carabao Cup and stuff like that. But I mean, going forward, I mean, if they do get a new investor, are they going to be the sort of, investor to go and be spending money? How much of their money they're going to put into the club? Are they expecting the club to be self-sufficient? Or are they going to, still have that Abramovich model where you just plan money into it? I don't know. This guy's been with this club for 20 years. Yeah. So there's a lot of upheaval, a lot of changes happening. So it's going to be really interesting. Obviously, you're going to have a lot of people laughing and saying, because when he came in, people saying he bought the league and he bought this, he bought that. And look, we are 2022 now. I thought he would never ever sell the club. I thought he would never ever sell the club. But look, it's now.
So Norman, maybe he's blindsided by this thing. Maybe he never thought Putin would have gone and done that madness, knowing that most people know that there's an association, whether it's close or far. People know that. Over the years,
he's trying to get rid of all his assets.
Selling the houses and all sorts of
the houses, flats, you name it. Because if they get seized, that's it. They, he can't do nothing. Yeah. You know what I mean? So I think it's got to the point now. Chelsea is an asset. Now I don't know whether the ground is owned by Chelsea or is it leased? I don't know.
I think they own it. I think most clubs own it. It's only West Ham that lease it, isn't it? In the Premier League.
So if anybody knows, does Chelsea own the bridge, or is it like one of them long lease? Do you know what I mean? Because in the past they've been trying to build on it. And
they haven't.
Which
makes me think,
isn't that more to do with planning permission from the council?
Probably. I don't really know the ins and outs of it. So I don't know if there's anybody in the chat that knows the ins and outs of it as to why. But as I say, with all of this happening, Chelsea play tonight against Luton in the FA Cup. How that's going to affect them? I mean, watching Thomas Tuchel in his pre-match interview, he was begging he
got a bit stroppy, didn't he?
He got a bit stroppy. He got a bit stroppy. He goes, listen, I'm not a politician. Stop asking me these questions. I know nothing.
I didn't think it was stroppy. I just thought he let them know. Just let them know in no uncertain terms. Stop asking me about that. I don't know.
Because his job is about the business of football. Do you know what I mean? And
I thought he was right. I made him right.
Yeah. But you have to remember as well, the journalists are trying to get headlines for the back papers, so they will always keep plodding and poking the bear.
Anything he says, they're going to twist it and say, Tuchel said this, and
But listen, what's going to happen after the game tonight? If they win or lose, they're going to be. Is it because you lost because now the news has come out that Abramovich is in the club?
I don't think what happens in current political times will affect what's going to happen on the pitch. I mean, they have a very good squad, and they will come through whatever challenges on the pitch.
Okay. Yeah. So just here, Chelsea on the freehold. Okay, so fair enough. So it must have been to probably do with planning permission. What they wanted to extend, because I think they were going to turn the club around on its side rather than. I think that was when they were thinking about
and then they're going to go up as well, Norman, which is always an issue if you're blocking certain views from whatever. You know what I mean? So
they want to do a hotel there as well.
That's right. Yeah. I mean, look, that land there, you can imagine, boy, that must be worth
premium real estate in West London.
You can't buy that land.
No, it's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. But listen, we can. I mean, listen, we still don't know enough information and detail. So I mean, more stuff will come out, you know, in the press. But listen, let's talk about obviously the final on Sunday. Guys, sorry. Kepa.
Did you set that up all day, Norman?
Kepa's penalty.
Honestly.
You know, I rehearsed that all night, mate. Now it works. guys, the Carabao Cup final, probably one of the best 0-0 finals I've seen for a long time. Back to back.
Very good game.
It was brilliant. Absolutely brilliant.
How many disallowed goals?
Yeah, about to say that. That was ridiculous.
I think Chelsea had about 3.
3, yeah.
Yeah.
And I think you guys, how much did Liverpool have? 1, 2?
I think it's about 2.
Yeah. It was mad. It was
there was so much offsides in that game. It was unbelievable.
Because Liverpool, particularly Liverpool, and well, you know your team, Kofi, they like to play this high line, and
of course,
it's that risk in it, reward and risk kind of thing.
But the thing is, they've done it so well for such a long time, where you know they've managed to catch teams offside frequently in games, and you know at times maybe the odd 1 or 2 goes against them, but you know they've done it so well. They've tailored it, and it's been an art form for Liverpool for a few years now.
Yeah. You have to be. I mean, but it's just they kept getting themselves offside all the time. It was just unbelievable. You know what I mean? But listen, it went to penalties. You know, and Liverpool come out as victors of the Carabao Cup, and they're all coming out the woodwork. Yeah, I'm not surprised if they go and do an open top bus thing. You know what I mean? But can I just ask everybody, what were your thoughts on Kepa being brought on to do the penalties? It's obviously backfired.
Huge mistake.
I always disagree when they do that, whoever the keeper is.
Because you're bringing
9 minutes.
I mean, Mendy was immense. Right. I don't know if you saw that double save he made.
Yeah.
And I saw it with Kofi. And Kofi was saying that what Mane should have done was lift it, but he did lift it. Listen,
he did lift it. I agree with you. He did lift it, but you know, sometimes when you get a situation like that, you have to kind of not rush into that situation. And Mane kind of rushes into a situation when he has a moment where he should just take a little bit more time, and he could have just lifted it a bit more to the other side.
Well, the thing is as well, Kofi. The thing is as well, you know, like
sorry, Pete, can I just cut you there? Yeah.
What?
Right. This is. Sorry. Chili just sent me.
Oh, that's what you know.
Chili just sent me this WhatsApp. Right now, this is what happens. Yeah, when man is trying to go for trophies. Yeah, and they're not successful. I don't know if you can see that.
Oh wow! Yeah, man, Kane and Son, you have to feel for them guys, innit?
Sorry,
but really,
crap me up. Sorry about that. Sorry. Order. Let's get back. Stop that, Chili, man. Stop sending me texts. Right, sorry. You were saying.
Wow, I lost my train of thought there. Go on. It will come back.
Yeah, we was talking about the Kepa decision.
Yes,
Mendy.
Yeah, you're bringing a cold goalkeeper in.
Yeah,
that's the thing.
You know, and you saw how energized the game was. And if I was Mendy, I'd be vexed. I would be absolutely.
You know what? When you look at Mendy's face and as he's coming off, he was perplexed. Like, why? You know,
what are you doing?
In a critical time when you know I've been saving Chelsea throughout the game, and he probably would have saved a couple of Liverpool's penalties easily.
But you know, it was like it's like he had a Southgate moment, bringing on cold players to take penalties that haven't been in the heat of the battle for 90 minutes. Suddenly, you're supposed to come in, get up to speed, and take his penalty and win it.
They were great penalties, though.
Oh, the penalties were fantastic, and it was like when
no, I was talking about the England when.
Oh, sorry,
when Southgate did that with England.
Yeah.
Like just okay, you lot off, you lot on. Right, go and take a penalty. No, they've been in the game, and Mendy mentally was in the game.
Listen,
and I just think,
I think personally speaking, I don't know what you think, guys. I think that Mendy would have made a save because Kepa did
easily.
All right, okay. I know you got a hand to one of the I think it was from Kante.
Yeah, that one Mendy would have easily saved. There was probably I don't know. The rest of them were very good penalties, to be honest.
Yeah.
They were good penalties.
Yeah, they were brilliant. Yeah. And, you know,
the Liverpool keeper's penalty was great. I couldn't believe it.
Yeah. You must be proud of him, Kofi, because
Kelleher is one for definitely the future, and you know, Klopp has molded a lot of these young guys to a way that and the standard that is going to be, you know, whoever's going to take over has to take it up to the next level.
Listen, you've bought a baller there in Diaz, mate.
Yeah, just about to say that, Norm.
Love the guy, Diaz.
He's going into my fantasy team this week.
Sorry,
trust me on that.
There might be somebody who's a little bit grievous about Diaz. Yeah. A certain man in the blue top.
We got Kuleski or whatever his name is. Don't worry about that.
Kuleski.
That dude.
No, Diaz.
You was in for him. You was in for him, though, Chili. You guys were in for him, mate. And
yeah, we've been in for everybody. I'm surprised we ain't been in for you.
Listen, I'm very happy with the signing of Diaz.
He's a quality player,
and there's a bright future for him.
Do you think he will end up because you've got your bench now is looking a lot stronger? Do you think he will be the one to sort of replace Mane? Or he took Mane off and he looked a little bit vexed when he come off. He looked a little bit vexed.
Mane always has a moment where, you know, he gets vexed. But, you know, in the game, he had a couple of chances and, you know, he didn't take them. And he has to, you know, stand up for himself and say, look, someone else has to have a chance.
Yeah, I mean, his movement. I was just watching his movement. It's just unbelievable. But he does love doing a no-look pass, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Every minute, he's doing a no-look pass away. Mate, listen, man. You're not Brazilian, yeah? So just calm yourself. Just calm your skin. But listen,
very good guy. It's a very good buy.
Wrong decision, and it came back to roost. And he ends up, as you said, kicking that ball out of Wembley Stadium and ending up at the Normski Studios.
But come on, to be honest, that was such a lazy penalty from him.
It was, wasn't it?
Yeah.
There was no conviction there at all.
It had to be him. It had to be him. But look, he's missed. Liverpool go on and win the game. But let me just come back to the game. And I was watching the game carefully, and Kofi's face is looking a little bit sheepish. And I'm going to ask this question. Should Naby Keita still be on the pitch after that tackle on Chalobah? Chalobah needing 6 stiff stitches near his nether regions. He was in a lot of pain. He weren't happy about the situation. There wasn't even a yellow card. Obviously, both guys were going in and both feet were high, but Chalobah missed him and Naby followed through straight into his groin. Not even a yellow card. And how Keita was on the floor rolling about, he didn't even get touched. You know what I'm saying? What are your thoughts on that? Do you think
that probably saved him, Norman? Right. Him rolling on the floor probably saved him from getting that card. You know?
Then it looked more like a clash than him hitting him.
Exactly. Yeah. There's a lot of gamesmanship, and you're going to expect it when there's a lot at stake. You have to expect the gamesmanship.
I would normally have said, no, I don't think it was a red, it was a yellow. Yeah. Apart from, did you see the Southampton game? The guy went for the ball, he missed it and got the guy's ankle, and he got a red.
Yeah, straight red, yeah.
And that was 10 times worse than what the Southampton guy done.
Wow.
So,
and this is our consistency or inconsistency with VAR.
Yeah. Listen,
And even when the refs go to the screen, you know, they already made their mind up what they're gonna do, right?
Yeah.
from
That
when they
whole
go to the
thing is just for
screen, they
showing
always overturn it, innit?
Yeah, exactly. So it's
I
like,
mean, listen,
okay.
don't talk to me about VAR and referees. I mean, listen, VAR's not the problem. Yeah, it's the refs. It's the people
It's
operating.
the people doing it, because that handball, that was ridiculous.
Listen, listen, we'll come on to that. But the Romelu Lukaku, was that offside?
Sorry,
Onside.
Kofi.
I thought.
You know what? I will put my hands up. This occasion, it was onside.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
And
you don't care,
And you have to feel for him, you know,
because you've got the Farmers Cup.
Even when they did the VAR and they saw the lines, it was onside.
Yeah.
What are they looking at? Seriously, what are they looking at? You know, and that was the only time that Lukaku played well. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But when he did come on, I didn't think he played well, personally speaking. He just looked out of sorts, man. He just didn't look.
Mind you, he did have a good chance where Kelleher saved. It was a reactional save.
Oh yeah. But I think Kai Havertz's movement is a lot better than, you know. I mean, there was one time when I think it was that game where he was pointing. You know, he's got this habit of he's pointing to an offside. So he's pointing for the ball. He's offside anyway. He's more focused on where he wants the ball. Look at the line. Look across the line. Do you know what I mean? You know what I mean? And then he gives that, the famous thumbs up.
The thing is, he's playing like he's a small forward. If you watch how he plays, it's like, bro, like, create that space between you and the defender. That way you're forcing a defender to hang on to your shirt or pull you down. But it's like you don't want to be there. It's like he's checked out, man.
Yeah.
Check out the hotel.
I personally think the best team lost. Yeah.
What you think Chelsea were better than Liverpool?
Yeah.
But then when I looked at
to be honest, I'd call it a 50. I thought they were both very good teams.
Yeah, but
when I looked at
Chelsea had the more chances. So that good, mate.
When I looked at the stats, overall, our stats were better than Chelsea's, but in the actual game, Chelsea played better than Liverpool.
Eye test, man. Eye test.
Oh, come on.
Mo Salah wasn't even in the game.
I know he wasn't.
He wasn't, but neither was Mount, though. So,
well, listen, Craig has said it. Mason, Werner, even Pulisic. He got round. I mean, obviously, he was 1-on-1 with the keeper. He's hit the post. Mason missing. I mean, it just unbelievable.
But if you look at the stats, though, Norm, if you look at the stats, 20 shots to 11 in Liverpool's favour.
Really?
That's what I'm saying.
The stats were in Liverpool's favour.
54
maybe it's the eye test. It's probably the eye test I'm looking at.
In the possession as well, Norman, in Liverpool's favour.
What was the possession?
54 to 46. And then,
but then the issue is that in critical areas, Chelsea had better opportunities, and their movement on the ball is absolutely something else.
Yeah. And so you look at that. I mean, if you look, 10 block shots as well from Liverpool. So the clear points where you saw they were defending, getting in those positions.
I don't know. Maybe maybe we want Liverpool to win. I don't know. I'm kind of biased that way. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
But you know what? Here's the key one: passing accuracy. 76 Chelsea, 79 Liverpool. So a very even game.
That's what I was saying.
Yeah. I don't know. I might have been probably half asleep. I don't know, but it just seemed like Chelsea. Maybe it's because they had the ball in the back of the neck a couple of times, and they, missing chances and that. So that's probably why I've probably come to that reasoning.
And then here you go. I'll give you two more. Crosses, Liverpool 32, Chelsea 17, corners 11, Liverpool 2 to Chelsea. So Liverpool really was peppering them, as in putting those dangerous balls in and looking But like you say, when you see so many offsides in the game where they're just getting the timing wrong of the runs and the cuts and stuff. But as a neutral, really good game.
Great game.
It was a great game. It was a brilliant game. So now, Chelsea, Klopp, how do you feel about winning your first major domestic silverware? You know, it's been a long time since Klopp has done that, and now that you're going to be doing your open top bus, you know, for this what do we call the cup again? The Farmers' Cup. What do we call it?
If Tottenham won it, it'd be called an Egg Cup, but because Liverpool won it,
you know what?
It's great.
It's nice to win a trophy. It's the first trophy of the domestic season, right. And you know, we haven't won it for a long time, so you know, why not?
It's 4 on.
Sorry,
it's 4 on.
No,
that's a tall order, man. It's a tall order.
I don't think we'll get 4. Maybe 2.
What's the 2? Well, obviously the Carabao Cup. What's the other one? Champions League, innit?
Champions League, definitely. The league, we've got too many difficult games. Even this month alone is difficult.
Yeah.
We're playing you guys. We're playing United back to back. We've got West Ham on the weekend. We've got Brighton after West Ham. So it's going to be all up in the air this month.
Just saying all of that, though, I mean, you've just obviously won the Carabao Cup now. You're playing Norwich tonight. Do you think you'll play a weakened side with the fact that you've got a big game against West Ham this weekend? Is it away or at home?
It's a home game against West Ham.
Right.
So it depends. I think he will play slightly weakened sides
tonight.
Because obviously some players still need rest time.
Yeah.
So yeah, we'll see. It'll be interesting. Which Liverpool side, comes out.
Okay. Well, listen, let's move on quickly. The Premier League. The FA Cup, some interesting results. Yeah. So let's go back to Wednesday the 23rd when we had our last podcast, and Chile was doing this.
For TV, man.
I know. I said to Chile, how they do? He goes, well, Burnley just broken us, but did you say we should have this? I can't even remember.
I'm assuming I said that it was Burnley.
Well, listen.
They bottom then or second?
Let's talk about this game. You go and destroy Man City, and then you lose to Burnley.
But that's Tottenham, isn't it? That's what we do. We'll beat Liverpool and then lose to Norwich. That's what
Correction.
we do, man.
You won't beat Liverpool.
We will.
Remember, it's at Anfield. We have your number.
We drew with you. We come to your place and took liberties.
We always beat you at Anfield. You know that?
No, it was 2-2 at Anfield. Or was it at our place?
That was at your place.
Was it our place?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was at Anfield.
So you know your performance in that game quickly, because obviously I didn't watch the game. I'm just happy.
Which one? Burnley.
Yeah. What happened? I mean, what was so different to the? I know it is Spurs, but what happened at this game? What you didn't do when you played Man City? I mean,
I just think that when we play the top 6, that they just attack us, and so we can play football. So against City, we can sit back, hit them on the counter. But when we play anyone who's not in the top 10, literally every team we play now just puts in a low block. They know we haven't got the skill to get around it. And so that's what everyone does. Then they hit us on the break.
But I must admit, that Kulusevski guy, he's doing quite well for you.
Yeah, he was a good signing, man.
It seems like he's going to be a good signing for you guys. So he's done well. But unfortunately, you come out 1-0, and obviously that's affected the top 4 race, which we will talk about later on. We go to the Watford Crystal Palace
Hang on a minute. Burnley weren't our last Premiership game. Leeds.
No,
were.
no. What I've done, I've gone back because remember.
Oh, you just skip out the Leeds game.
Yeah,
I hear you. I hear you.
I thought I'd go to that game and just, you know what I mean. So these are the catch-up games. So just quickly, Crystal Palace, Watford. Crystal Palace go to Watford. Roy Hodgson's side, his ex-club, beats him 4-1. Watford, I don't know. I mean, they could be a possibility to well, not possibility, a definite to probably go down. I don't know whether Roy Hodgson's going to be able to keep them up, but Crystal Palace, a fantastic 4-1 away win to Watford. We've got them next on Sunday. We'll be playing them away. Hopefully, we can get a result against them, and it will only put us a couple of points behind Man U, or if not, overtake you, because you guys play. When do you guys play, D?
I think Saturday. You know. Hold on.
Oh yeah, gosh, massive game.
Is it against City?
Man City, yeah.
Sunday. Yes.
Oh
Sunday.
wow.
The Manchester
Derby.
This is the big one.
Yeah. So we play.
At the Etihad, man.
Come on, guys, do us a favor. Do us a favor.
You know, the Etihad will be sold out for this.
Oh yeah,
you know,
100%. Well, you've had a good record under Holly. Now we're going to see what Ragnick can do.
The thing is, right? The thing is,
that was a deep. You excelled there.
Well, I look at the game here, and I say this all the time that we created a lot and still can't finish our dinner, man. And so there's going to come a point where we're going to start finishing our dinner, and so we're better than at the Etihad.
Well, look,
because you have to remember that his record is pretty decent, you know.
That's what I'm saying.
Since he's come in,
yeah.
But the chance. I mean, if you saw the Cities in that game, the last game, it was criminal, man. I mean, I am surprised the fact that it was like
Watford at 0-0. Come on, man.
We Dr. Peppered them, man. You're the ones. We literally Dr. Peppered them, and came away with a point. And I'm thinking, man, do we want top four? Because it's almost like, okay, you know, you hear everyone, they go to social media and start, we go again, all that nonsense. I don't want to hear any of that. Just score the ball, man. Score the goals.
Yeah.
Because we are creating, and we complained under Ollie that we weren't creating enough. But under Ralph, we are creating, but we're not finishing, man.
You're finishing.
And then we have
CR7.
Well, you know what? I kind of feel sorry for him because he's been overplayed, even though he moans when he gets sold. But no one's talking about Cavani. Cavani's on peas, you know. And this man must have booked his toe going to the fridge, and he's been off for a month. And I'll be like, bro, where is Cavani on 250 bags a week? Where is he? Nowhere to be seen. We got one striker on. You know what I mean? Obviously, no one calculated this whole Mason stuff.
Yeah.
But we've literally
I heard that some people weren't calling him back. We haven't heard really much about him.
It's been dead, isn't it?
Some of the fans, section of the fans want him back. Come on, just bring it back. I don't know if that's a desperation.
Innocent till proven guilty, though, innit?
Exactly.
Surely.
Yeah, exactly, Chile. Yeah. So I look at that. We're a team operating one striker, and he's a frustrated striker, unfortunately. You know.
Yeah.
Because there's a few times in that game where Bruno just have to square it to him for a touch.
I know.
And I'm just like, come on. But you have to remember that this is the thing. His national managers don't play them together. He don't play Bruno and Ronaldo together.
Because they're about 87 combined age. You can't.
I know. I know. But I just think they don't work together for me.
Yeah.
And I'd actually like to see Pogba in that Bruno role with Ronaldo, just to see.
Yeah.
Give it a chance.
Bruno just needs to. The thing with Bruno, he just needs to. If Bruno just kept things simple, because he's always trying these fancy
retention, Norm. His ball retention is awful, mate.
Terrible.
And the thing is, there was other scouts that scouted him and didn't go after him before we went, and all of them said it. Yeah, his energy is brilliant, but his ball retention is shocking. And that's why no one went for him. We had an easy run to sign him. Nobody came in the way.
He was great for you last season, though.
Yeah,
this
definitely.
season,
Chile, hold on. Taking penalties, taking every free kick. Come on, bro, stop it. He was stat padding, bro. I mean, I love his passion, But when you're stat padding like that, I mean, you have to expect that. If you're taking penalties and taking
he did get a lot of. He was in my team, man, and he got a lot of penalties.
I had him for probably 2/3 of fantasy league.
Yeah,
and then he dropped off really badly. I think when the whole Ollie thing was getting murky.
Yeah, and then maybe when Ronaldo turns up, he wasn't the main man no more. Do you know what I mean?
Even a few times in that game where Ronaldo went, for a free kick, and you could see him, Tellez, and Ronaldo, almost arguing over it, and then Ronaldo just hands it in the air, he walks away.
Yeah,
and I just think, well, I don't know, man. I don't know.
I just think Ronaldo, just listen, whether you make the top 4 or not, if you did make the top 4, I just don't think the type of football that you will be probably playing in the future, either it's under Poch or under Ten Hag, he's not going to be able. The guy will be coming. When is he going to be? 38? Is he 38 this year?
Next birthday, 38.
Wow. Yeah.
He ain't going to be able to. He ain't going to be last. He ain't going to last. And all the competitions, man. You know what I mean? You're going to have to get in another. Listen. Shirt sales. You're doing well off the pitch. Shirt sales and all of that.
Right.
Like he ain't going to be. I feel sorry for him. He looked like a cup.
How long did he sign for, D?
I think 2 seasons.
2 years, was it?
2 years,
2 years, isn't it? So he's got a year left.
But if we don't qualify for Champions League, he is not playing Europa League football. He's had that written into his contract. His contract is no Europa League, and it wouldn't surprise me if Varane has that in his contract as well. Them mans ain't playing Europa League football on the Thursday night.
Mm-hmm.
So I would rather tank the season like what Arsenal did last year and have a clean run at, you know what I mean, without any European football. I'd rather do that than be in the conference or in the other one, in the Europa or the Europa Conference. Waste of time, man. Yeah.
Sorry, Norms, do you think Arsenal are in good position to take top 4?
With Arteta at the helm, no.
They've got a couple of games in hand and could be 3 points behind Chelsea if they win.
Listen, so, I mean, we're talking about top 4. Yeah, as I said, if we win our games in hand, we could be 2-3 points behind Chelsea. It really is a difficult one because, yes, it was a fantastic win last-minute winner against Wolves, even though, the goal that Lacazette scored, it looked like he was crossing it, and I was thinking, well, mate, the speed at which he was hitting that ball, I don't think Saka would have got to it anyway. And unfortunately, or fortunately, the keeper has put his hand out and palmed it into his own thing. Brilliant. I mean, listen, we were celebrating like mad. You know what I mean? And I think what I liked about that game was the fact that we just kept going. Brilliant goal. Pepe came on, changed the game. Him and, believe it or not, Eddie Nketiah come on, changed the game for us. Fresh legs, and Pepe is probably one of our only natural goal scorers. Do you know what I mean?
So why does this start, no?
So
why doesn't he start him? Pepe,
Arteta.
What's going on there? Yes,
Arteta.
I'm saying,
it's Arteta tax, man. It's Arteta tax. That's what it is. Do you know what I mean? And Arteta came out a couple of weeks and he was sort of saying that, he's seen a real change in Pepe. He's seen that he wants to play, he wants to come back from AFCON. But for me, the thing about Pepe is like, they were saying like when he played for Lille, every now and again he played in that kind of number 9, false 9 role.
Right.
But coming to Arsenal, playing on the wing, and the only frustrating is just his end product. Because when he needs to be picking up that ball on the edge of the box or within that, that sort of zone. But like he's picking up the ball at the halfway line and then he turns and runs it, then he's doing loads of step overs and then loses the ball. And that's the frustrating thing about it. It's just his end product. But if you say probably in the box, like classic one, the Wolves game, ball was laid on to him from Eddie Nketiah, lovely swivel, first time, took it with his right leg, swiveled, bang, in the back of the net, 1-1. And that's what we need because we haven't.
You see at the AFCON, was he playing that false 9?
No, he played on, but I think he was able to sort of roam. Do you know what I mean?
Okay.
So even though he was playing out of the wing, he had that kind of that freedom to sort of kind of play across the line. Because he had a very good AFCON as well. But primarily when he's played for Arsenal, he's played out the wing. And sometimes he will switch with Saka. Do you know what I mean? So look, we probably need to play him more because I don't know where the goals are coming from because they ain't going to come from Eddie Nketiah, and Lacazette is more of a workhorse. He will help to link up play and everything like that. But chances this guy is missing is unbelievable. And you've got Aubameyang in Barcelona banging 5 in 5. Do you know what I mean?
But you know what? You knew that was going to happen, didn't you? You knew that he was going to go out there and start banging.
You know
it was almost written in the stars.
Yeah. Written, you know what I mean? It's written, so it is what it is.
Wow.
So, but listen, we just to answer your question, Cove. If we win our games in hand, then I'll say we've got a good chance. But it's just that consistency. Do you know what I mean? Because sometimes I don't know what Arsenal's going to turn up. I always say Arsenal consistently inconsistent, and that is the problem with Arsenal. But we are in a good, vein of form. Going into this game, as I said, we got Watford away, and then we got Leicester at home, and then you guys on the 16th. So listen, if out of those, I'd like to say we get 7 points from those 3 games. If we turn over Liverpool, then brilliant. But I don't know when Liverpool, if that's what I say, if.
But Jamie Vardy's back as well, no?
Yeah, and that's a worrying thing because he scored yesterday
and created one.
Yeah, scored and created, and we've got them at home, so you could see they were missing him, and that was the first time they won a game in 2022.
Right. No.
Yeah.
Yeah,
mate.
No way.
They've been shocking. Yeah, they've been shocking.
They've been shocking, man. They've been shocking.
And he still kept his job.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm surprised.
They're
still there.
Still there, mate. Still there.
But you should keep your job. You shouldn't lose your job because you've had a bad run. Do you know what I mean? It's only because Chelsea started it, and then Watford, they've had how many? We're just as bad.
I think they were their 5th. I think this is their 15th manager.
Yeah, it's bad, isn't it? Since the turn of the Premier League, right?
Beetlejuice in the cut top left. What? What? Beetlejuice in the cut top left. Who's Beetlejuice? It depends what left you're talking about. It depends what left you're talking about, Frank. Welcome to the chat. What was I going to say? It just throwing my thoughts now. But Liverpool, let's just move on quickly. Liverpool 6, Leeds United 0. Then we go to the next game. Leeds United. No, did you play them? Did you play them after? Did you?
We played them after Liverpool.
Right. Okay. So you get a 4-0 thrashing. They get a 4-0 thrashing, and then who played them? Who was the last one that played them before Tottenham? No, that's what I was saying. It was Man United. You beat them.
Yeah. 4-2.
Yeah.
So then
Liverpool 6-0.
Liverpool 6-0, and then Tottenham 4-0.
Yeah.
4-0. And West Ham, I think, beat them 3-0 or 3-1.
Yeah.
It was something like 17 goals in their last 5 games or something.
Criminal.
Yeah.
He refuses to go to a plan B. Just the Bielsa way, isn't it? That's the Bielsa way.
And that's the problem. And let's just tackle that. I might as well tackle that subject matter. I asked the question: is Teflon Bielsa? What was the question I asked? Can you remember? Is Teflon Bielsa a good or just an overrated manager?
No, he's good. He's good.
Okay. Why did you say he's good?
Because he got Leeds into the Premier League.
Yeah. And
rubbish manager can't do that. It's hard to get out the Championship, Yeah.
And you have to remember as well, Chile, that he's got some key players missing,
Yeah.
And those key players really bought into that Bielsa system. So without them, and because he doesn't go to a plan B, he was kind of on a hide into nothing there, trying to still play the same system with so many key players missing, rather than just flipping the switch and say, okay, I don't have these 5 guys, so we're gonna have to go 5 at the back, and he didn't.
But I think also it's very difficult to continue to try to play attractive football when you can't really invest or reinvest into the team as well. And I think that has been his Achilles heel as well.
Yeah. It's that whole thing of him not changing. Do you know what I mean? Just literally every single game is just the same. Just blood and thunder, go. When he first came up, the first season he was up in the Premier League, everybody loved it. Everybody was singing his praises and that. But I think Gary Neville came out and said, "Now this is now bad. It was good, but now it's bad football." Do you know what I mean? But the only reason why I asked that question with Bielsa, because the type of football that he plays is that kind of rock and roll football, similar to Klopp. I mean, if he had a better squad of players, do you think he would do a lot better in the league? That's the question. Because literally, he's pretty much got a championship team there, and he would
definitely have a more stable team where they're not leaking in 4 or 5 goals every game.
They've leaked this season alone already. It's not even, we haven't finished the season. Last season, 50 goals. Yeah, 51, 52 goals. This season already 60.
Yeah.
60 goals. You cannot be conceding that amount of goals in there. So he doesn't bring any, there's no balance. It's literally he just plays one way. And honestly, I was watching the game. I watched the Liverpool game. I watched the Tottenham game. And I was just like, every time Tottenham attacked, I said, this is going to be a goal. They're defending. It's literally like they follow the man around the pitch. Literally just like mad.
But that's what he does, innit? He does man marking.
That's right, yeah. And that's why he looks at a player and they put them through a system of their heart rate, their fat body count, all that kind of stuff. And if you can't do certain things, he's not even going to pick you.
Yeah.
It's almost like they're all long distance runners playing football. You know the ones like the engines on them. But then once the injuries come,
every manager that has played against them, whether they got spanked or not, they've said, "Listen, we've had a game," because they keep going. I mean, listen, the Man United game, they just going. They just keep going. Now,
I actually think if the pitch was dry, they probably would have beat us. If the pitch wasn't waterlogged, because I think that helps us out in the end, because if them mans can run how they run on a dry pitch, I think at 2-2, I think they would have had us.
Yeah,
I think the wet pitch helped us in the end.
I think that you made a point about the fact that they obviously with their team, with the injuries and everything, that's really obviously affected because the spine of their team is out. Bamford,
oh yeah, big time, yeah.
Kevin Phillips, yeah. But the thing is, when you're playing Dan James
up front, tells you all, doesn't it?
Tells you
how threadbare the squad is. When Dan James starts,
and he's playing exactly the same. He's playing long balls. This guy ain't gonna win it. Yeah, he ain't gonna win it against the big, back four of Tottenham or Man U. So you know what I mean. So, but
remember when we had him, he was literally kick the ball head down and chase after it. He ain't seeing a man wide open there because his head is down running after the ball, and so that's why we sold him. I mean, for me.
So just quickly then, just in conclusion then, Chile, you think that Bielsa is a good manager? He just didn't have the resources.
Yeah.
You said back in. Yeah. And you
agree with that? I have to agree with that. Yeah, I have to agree with that.
I don't think he's a bad manager. It's just that you need certain type of players just to continue to make your game plan work. And he just didn't have all that personnel.
Yeah, but the problem, I think the mistake was that he felt he had the confidence in his team to do that. It didn't matter whether they got slapped. I mean, you're letting in 3 games, you've let in 16 goals, man. That's crazy, man. It's crazy. And it makes it make him look worse than what he is. But as I said, it's probably about the resources. But
and the thing is, let me just quickly, their goalkeeper isn't a bad goalkeeper either.
No, he's not.
Yeah,
he's decent. He's a decent goalkeeper. So you look at it and think that defense is terrible.
Yeah.
It really is terrible. Yeah.
Question here, from Craig. He says to the panel, do you think Kante will be the Newcastle manager one day?
Not beyond the realms of possibility. It depends what they do and what their owners do. If they go out and splash the cash, then they can get someone like him. But like I said before, people are saying that it's going to be way down the line. It's going to take years. Look how long it took Man City to get to where they are.
Yeah. And I think we discussed it last week with what's the guy, the manager now for Newcastle. What's the Newcastle
Eddie Howe.
Eddie Howe, yeah. And we were saying that,
Eddie.
what we were saying with Eddie Howe was that he will probably take them to a particular level, and then you know what I mean, that could be. I mean, listen, the guy's doing really well with him right now. You know, he's doing really well with him right now. I'll take my hat off of them. You know, they beat Brentford 2-0. They're now, I think, in the league. I think they've moved up to
14th, Norman. 14th. 14th.
I think a team that was in the relegation zone. I think they won in this last 4 or 5 games out of the 5 games. I think they've drawn 1 and won 4.
Yeah, I think that's right.
That is just absolutely brilliant.
But Eddie Howe's not going to take them beyond.
No, and maybe that's probably why the question why Craig has put that in the chat, because I think Kante at the moment, Tottenham are not giving him the resources in terms of that. Newcastle have got the money, and someone like a Kante, someone like a Mourinho, they like to spend,
but not with a team in that position.
Think,
Newcastle are too low down at the moment still. Even with all that money, who's going to go to them in the summer? What's the first thing every decent player says? I want Champions League. Yeah. And they're nowhere near Champions League.
Yeah.
So if it was me, I would keep Eddie Howe, see how he does next season, and if he improves them, just let him run with it. See where he can take them.
But then
it's not always about going out and getting the big name, is it?
I don't think that Newcastle want to be in a position where potentially they could be fighting relegation season after season with the owners and the money that they potentially want to spend on the club. So they kind of have to see whether start of next season or towards, depending on how things go, whether Eddie Howe will be able to take them to a position where then they can stabilize and say,
stabilize that and then move on to the next level.
Yeah,
because we haven't seen him with really good world-class players, have we? He might be brilliant. He might be another Klopp. You never know.
I mean, listen. Loads of times we was linked with Eddie Howe, Arsenal. Before we got in Arteta, because of what he did with Bournemouth and that football that he played. So maybe what they're saying is with better players. Do you know what I mean?
That's exactly what I'm saying.
So we'll see what happens. But as I said, they may be a possibility, but probably one day. But when that day will come, we don't know. As I said, at the moment, Kante is at the Spurs and he's pulling his ear out at the moment. Right. Question to Kofi. This is from Latoya, fellow Liverpool supporter. Kofi, what do you think of Liverpool going for Bowen from West Ham?
I think it'll be a very good acquisition. We've lacked some energy in the midfield, and since we sold Ronaldo or let him go, that energy within the midfield has been a little bit lackluster, and I think Bowen really will fire up that midfield and it will bolster the midfield a lot more.
Right.
But he comes with a high price tag as well.
And you guys don't like to spend those keys on
our owners are very, very strict on buying policies, and I don't know how much West Ham are going to put on his head. Maybe it could be like a 60 million price tag.
And the rest.
Yeah.
And the rest.
Hey.
You have to remember we paid 80 mil for a fridge, right? I rate Bowen. So I think you've been looking around the 80 mil mark for him, which is because he's pretty. Yeah. And if like with Newcastle, I think Trini spoke about this last week. Newcastle will end up overpaying for a lot of players because they know they got money. So the price just goes up. And they're desperate, to build a team, So,
but you know what? So far, they're doing really well. I'll take my hat off to them because it didn't look like they were going to get out of that relegation zone.
No,
oh yeah, they were in
really
dire
well.
states.
Yeah.
They were in dire states.
Yeah.
But it's really tight down there, you know, because
it is.
Even though we
are going to come on tonight. Go on. Just with Scott. Welcome, Scott, to the chat. Kante has checked out. Yeah.
The players have checked out, not Kante.
Okay. Why is that, Kofi? I mean, I'm Kofi. Chilly because I didn't watch the game. Against Middlesbrough. He went to obviously extra time.
Oh, we're just going to skip the Leeds 4-0 and go to Middlesbrough. I hear you.
And it just erased the Leeds 4-0.
I'm just addressing this. We've got to interact with the chat. Yeah. So let's
excuse me.
We'll talk. Listen. Let me say this now. Right. So yeah, you went to Leeds.
No, forget it. No, it's too late now. Just talk about
order. Okay. Let me say this. Yeah. I apologize for skipping Leeds. Let's talk about Harry Kane. Superb, fantastic link-up play. That guy is an all-round striker. The ball that he played for Son.
Yeah.
Wicked. And I think now they've got the all-time record as the highest assists and goals scored between them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So,
but no trophies though. It's all right having all those records.
No trophies, and that is the problem. And when you don't win trophies, this is what you start to look like. Right. So So let's go back to fantastic. You win that game 4-0. And pretty much that was the end of Bielsa. He's gone now. They've got a new manager taking over. I think he's the ex-Leipzig manager, Marshall, something his name's gone. He's American guy, and he's taken over. Plays that kind of expansive football as well. And some people are saying whether that was a good idea to get him, or maybe get somebody like Sam Allardyce, because right now, I don't know whether this Leeds is going to survive because they're getting pretty sucked into this. And we will talk about the relegation battle and who's likely to get sucked in and whatnot. But with this new guy coming in, doesn't know that. Yeah. You agree as well. You agree as well. But anyway, let's just discuss that. Yeah. So your little friend is agreeing with that.
I don't even know what he's barking at. Come here.
He's upset. He's upset about the cup. Yeah, getting knocked out of Middlesbrough.
Yeah, but it's like what you said. We're consistently inconsistent, and that's what our problem is. We'll win a game, then we'll lose a game, regardless of.
And you played. And sorry, in that. Sorry, I'll keep flipping. Between the games. In that game, you played. Hang on, let me sort this game. You played 5. You played 5 in the back, didn't you, Chilly? Hold on, he's just giving the dog a slap. No, sorry. He's not. If there's any animal lovers in here, he's not giving the dog a slap. Yeah,
I ain't giving him a slap. Look, he's here.
we don't know. We don't want no Kurt Zoomers on this show. Yeah. Right. Okay. Sorry, I just lost my train of thought. So just going back. What was you saying, Chill?
That we're just inconsistent. We'll win one game, then lose the next.
Yeah.
So whoever we've got Everton at the weekend. We'll probably batter them.
Well, this is the thing. This is the thing. Yes, Mr. Sentiments and the Generals. I'm ready for battle. Yeah. There is a question here. Question for the Manchester United fan. CR7 has to go. D.
Oh.
Well, it's okay to say that he has to go. But we got no one to replace him, so he has to stay. But like I say, I think if we don't qualify, I think he's gone anyway. I think that's his cue to leave. He'll shake hands. He'll take whatever cut he got from the shirt sales, and he'll be on his merry way, mate. But yeah, for now, I can't get on board to say that I want him out because we got no one else to play there consistently. And like you say, there's rumours that Greenwood may be coming back, which is going to be interesting because of what went on with even his own players and following him on social media and stuff. So that's going to be a very awkward dressing room.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure that happens personally. I'm not sure that happens, but and if sponsors will be on board.
Yeah.
But like Chili said, he hasn't been proven guilty, but has been put on a cross. So it's a tough one. But for me, for now, Ronaldo has to stay because he's the only one that wants to play up front at the moment. Cavani wants gone. He's already checked out. The guy said Kante checked out. Cavani checked out the hotel a long time.
Where's Rashford? No.
You can't play Rashford through the middle. He's awful. And if you play him on the right, it forces him to cross the football because he can't shoot on his left foot. So Ralph is smart, because Ralph has switched him. He's put Sancho on the left and put him on the right, which makes him cross the football now. Otherwise, on the left, he just cuts it and shoot every time. Ronaldo gets no service.
Hold on, Luton's done Chelsea after.
No.
Are they?
What side's it on?
What? You're joking?
Just got
1-0 Luton. 14 minutes.
Oh my gosh!
Get in there, Luton.
Get in.
Kenilworth Road. This could be the Roman effect, guys.
Maybe the sale of Chelsea is affecting them. Boy,
I just said that. This could be the Roman effect.
Listen, man, the Roman effect, yes.
Nah, they'll come back.
But listen, quickly, Southampton 2, Norwich 0. After Dean Smith took over Norwich, it was doing quite well with him, but they're sitting rock bottom at the moment. Southampton are on a fantastic run again. I think they've lost. I think now it's something like 8 or 9 games that they haven't lost at home, and they're sitting pretty on about 30 odd points. Norwich are looking likely that they're gonna be in for the drop again. We'll quickly discuss that. The 0-0 draw with Watford, Man United, Crystal Palace, Burnley 1-1. Brentford, Newcastle 2-0 to Newcastle away. Aston Villa beating Brighton away 2-0. Brighton's kind of dropped off a little bit now.
That was quite a shock result for me because they've been very consistent. And so to go there, it's like St. Mary's. They're hard places to go. St. Mary's and there, they always play well at them. So, Stevie G had their number, mate.
Yeah,
he did,
yeah. So 2-0 there. Man City. All right, here we go.
Yeah,
here we go. And I know Kofi is already shaking his head.
Man City, Everton.
Let's talk about this game. Man City 1, Everton 0, or should I say Everton 0, Man City 1. I'll tell you what, Everton took that game to them.
Yeah.
They proper took that game to Man City. Now, obviously, the controversy here was that VAR. What was amazing about this whole scenario, and then we will watch the game. I suppose we'll watch the game. I mean, listen, I'm just going to go and get Kepa's football. Hang on a second. Kepa's ball. We all know the rule is about the sleeve, isn't it? Yeah, we've got the old sleeve. I mean, Mike can't pull up. We've got some fat, muscly arms. But just imagine that's the sleeve, yeah? The ball is hit there. Yeah? They deemed that they could not make an objective. They said it was subjective. They showed it from 2 angles.
Yeah.
It was clearly handball.
Yeah.
And you got Mike Riley coming out and apologising to Frank Lampard and the club. That ain't going to be enough if they end up getting relegated.
But Norms, they're drawn in now with that loss. They're drawn in to that relegation battle.
Right.
And Frank, you could see Frank was trying to start it out, but he was gone. He was gone. Yeah, he was gone. You can see that. And he's a posh lad, you know what I mean? But you knew that he wanted to punch somebody in the face for that one. Unfortunately, it was bad.
I mean,
and they got robbed. They got robbed. Yeah, they got robbed as well.
Yeah, they got proper robbed. Kofi, I want to know your thoughts on this. What are your real thoughts?
You know, I always think that City somehow have some sort of favoritism when it comes to some of these situations, and David probably highlighted that as well in the voice message he sent to you as well. But come on, that was obvious. That was a handball. And, you know, there's been a similar situation this season. I can't remember which team it happened to, but I think it was Man City. Was it Man City again? A similar situation where the ball touched that area of the arm, and they didn't give handball. I think was it. I think it was.
Listen, it's such a mess. Do you know what I mean? I just don't know why the referees. I mean, he didn't even say to. I mean, the guy didn't even say to him, "Go and have a look. Go and take a look at the screen."
Yeah.
And then I think in the end they ruled it for offside. So what they wanted to say was that they were going to look at the build-up play to him having a definite handball. Yeah. Now they're saying it was the build-up play to that was that the person was in an offside position.
But the thing is, how far do you go back to try to attach an incident to another incident? Sometimes it's ridiculous.
But it doesn't make sense that they're focusing on the handball situation and then they come to a conclusion that it was the build-up play.
Yeah, before the handball.
It's just a
yeah.
You know, listen.
Why are they even looking at that? All they had to look at was the handball.
Exactly.
Yeah. It was a clear handball. They showed a diagram of like a silhouette of the body, and anything that's in red, and if the ball was in the red zone, and everything else was green, that means it's not handball. They showed it on one of the apps I was looking at, and I'm thinking, how on earth could you not make that? And it means that whatever Craig Kavanagh had in his head that wasn't a handball, he should have said to the guy, "Go and look at the screen."
Yeah.
Didn't even tell him. He
simply didn't want to change the narrative of that game. Simple. It was simple as that. The referee bottled the call.
Yeah.
Because at 1-1. It opens up that title race big time at 1-1, with them dropping 2 points and allowing Liverpool to edge closer. So it's almost like, that's not gonna happen on my watch, and he just bottled the call. Yeah. It's embarrassing actually.
And it's just inconsistencies. There's a lot of inconsistency because you'll get one guy in the VAR office saying, "Go and take a look," and there's another one that won't do it. Do you know what I mean? So it just doesn't work. And I know, Arsenal will say, oh, the referees are against us and there's a conspiracy. Maybe other teams think the same. Do you know what I mean? But, Everton wrote a letter up to the referee association or whatever they're called, because this can affect them. This can affect jobs, future jobs. You know what I mean? If these guys get relegated, you know what I mean? Yesterday, for the first time, we saw Everton in the relegation on live scores when Burnley were drawing. And, it was at 0-0. And then, obviously, Leicester come back, win that game 2-0. And then, but they're only out of 1 point outside of the relegation.
Yeah.
And they've got Tottenham next. So
they'll win that.
I'm going to say, Chile, that they're going to be fighting really hard in that game. They're not going to make it easy. And would they play this sort of game? Because obviously they're coming to you. I think they will come, and you'd have to probably try and break them down.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. All the teams in the bottom half do that to us.
Yeah,
they know that we can't.
Yeah. So it's going to be a bad one. But
what was Scott's last comment? I read it. I was going to say I agree with it. I can't remember what it was.
Here we go.
Oh no, it weren't that. That's Craig.
Oh, Scott. This one here.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
Yeah.
Because I hear what Kofi's saying, but do you remember before it would be Man United that everyone said got the
Robert Green. Yeah, the Fergie time and all that kind of stuff.
True. That's true.
Yeah.
And I suppose when you are the reigning champions, then it does come with a certain amount of leniency, should I say, for a better use of a word. There's certain things that, like, there's certain things that if Mo Salah retaliated and then Pogba did a similar retaliation, Pogba's gone. Gone. Salah is going to get a talking to and he'll get a soft yellow when you know it should have been a red as well. And that's what happens when you're the champions. You can get away with certain things.
Yeah.
And if you're
Definitely
a popular player like Salah, there's certain things he's going to get away with. Yeah. Same as Harry Kane as England captain. There's certain things Harry gets away with because he's England captain. We used to see it with Michael Owen, David Beckham as well. Even Beckham,
sometimes Mane gets
Mane. He's the worst.
He gets
Mane's the worst, mate.
Chelsea have equalised.
Matter of time,
Matter of time. Yeah.
So you always know.
Let's hope it goes to penalties or extra time.
Yeah. With Man City, I mean, like you say, you saw what Frank said. He was saying enough not to get himself fined, but you knew that you know somebody would have written a letter. Yeah. And he's getting a tune out of Donny van der Beek.
Yeah,
right annoying me. That is.
I know.
It's right annoying me, honestly. Like, he can't get a game and he's going there and controlling the
doing the business.
And I'm like, in what world does that happen?
Yeah.
In Ollie's world. That's where it happens, in Ollie's world, yeah.
Okay, quickly. West Ham 1, Wolves 0. Wolves dropping off. I mean, that's like 2 games now on the bounce now that they've lost. Listen, the top 4 race is still open. West Ham clinging on to that top 4. They get a win of 1-0 at home.
Yeah, they're staying in the mix. Staying in the hunt.
Yeah, still in the mix. We've obviously talked about the Carabao Cup. And then yesterday, FA Cup, Manchester City, is it Shevchenko or the for Man City captain in the side. They winning that game 2-0 away to Peterborough. Crystal Palace beating Stoke 2-1. And good old Middlesbrough doing what Shrove Tuesday is. Spurs Tuesday, we're going to call it now instead of Shrove Tuesday.
Who did Arsenal play?
Don't worry about that, yeah?
Well, you know what, Chitty? I was going to bring that up, right? Because I'm looking at this league table, and Arsenal are on 45 points with 3 games in hand over us with no other commitments. No Champions League, no nothing. Yeah. So if Arsenal don't get top 4, then Arteta needs to be fired. Simple as that, mate.
Simple things.
I'm saying it on my chest as well. Because
but they're offering him a new contract.
He's got no distractions, no Champions League, no FA Cup, no nothing.
And that
all they've got to do is focus every day, every week, focus on that.
Top 4.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, and with the 3 games in hand, he's level points with West Ham, with 3 games in hand over West Ham and Man United. And we're only 2 points clear of you.
They're hard games though that they've got in hand. Isn't it Liverpool and Man U? And Tottenham.
They've got they definitely have us.
I think that's as well. Yeah,
the middle of this month.
Arsenal. We got you on the 16th.
Yeah.
What Liverpool or Man United?
Liverpool.
No, Liverpool
16th.
Yeah, that was a rearranged game. Yeah, United will get 5th. I don't know. I'm still saying United for 4th. I might be just doing a bit of reverse psychology. Just to help
Look, there is a lot. There is a lot to play for in the top 4 race, and
really and truly,
there's still some twists. I think it's going to come down to last game of the season, to be honest.
Which will be good, I actually don't mind that. I actually don't mind going into last game of the season knowing that we have to win.
Yeah, I mean,
to secure top 4.
The race is unbelievable for the top 4 and obviously the relegation fight. Currently, as I said, Luton and Chelsea are drawing 1-1. Southampton and West Ham in the FA Cup 0-0. Liverpool to play later on at 8:15 against Norwich. They may, as Colfer said, possibly field a weakened side.
Yeah, I've just seen the team, and it's definitely a weakened side. It's more or less the Carabao Cup qualifying round side.
So I bet they got Jota starting then.
No, I saw Minamino.
Jota.
He's starting. Yeah, he's starting.
Yeah, Jota's starting, man.
Oh yeah. Jones, Henderson, Ox, Minamino, Origi, Jota, Tomasi.
Yeah, that's definitely a weakened team.
It's definitely a weakened team.
What's the bench saying, D?
On the bench, he's got Matip, he's got Robinson, Elliott, Diaz, Mane. Yeah, He's got a few big hitters on the bench.
Yeah.
Mane, Robinson, and Diaz and Matic to come off the bench.
That will be an interesting game. That will be an interesting.
I'm hoping we just finish the game off 90 minutes, and I'm happy to take maybe 2-0.
Right. Okay. Right. Quickly. We're going to move on quickly because I've got about 10 minutes because I've got to go on to another meeting. So quickly, top 4 and bottom 3 race. Who will conquer and who will succumb? And we kind of sort of talked about it. We've seen some of the comments in the chat. Arsenal to get 4th, Man United to get 5th. That top 4 race. Who's the one? Just each of you. D, starting with you. Who do you think is going to get that last place?
I'm still going to stick with my boys, you know.
Okay.
Even with the tall order of them games and them for you guys, because I think you got at the end of the day, you guys are gonna get points on the board. You can have as much games as you want, but you still got to win them.
Yeah.
So for me, I think Wreck-It Ralph gets us over the line. Even if we limp over the line, he gets us there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Chile.
Tottenham or United get in there. I think United.
All right, Chile. Let's.
It should be Arsenal, but you're so rubbish that you're not going to get it. You know you ain't.
Oh, funny.
Liverpool are definitely going to beat you. We're going to beat you.
That's just the Tottenham in you.
No, Liverpool. You're not going to beat Liverpool. You're not going to beat us. You're not going to beat United.
Don't know. Just chill.
No, it should be Arsenal, but I think United.
Okay, so basically it'll be United 4th, Tottenham 5th, Arsenal 6th.
No, I think you'll finish above us this season.
Okay. Cool. Cove?
Yeah. Originally, I did say Tottenham getting 4th. I'm going to stick with my guns. I think they might pull the rabbit out of the hat.
Tottenham?
Yeah.
Okay. How much did Chile pay you?
You don't see how I look after my boy. We beat City for them. Are you going to do the same? Are you going to beat City for Liverpool?
Yeah, with the talk of
no matter what happens, D's not happy.
Shut the noisy neighbours up.
But and it's funny, right? Because someone said to me today, what would I prefer, the noisy neighbours or Liverpool? And I hate to say it, but the noisy neighbours. And simply because...
Seriously,
because I think the rivalry is bigger between United and Liverpool than it is between United and Man City. I think it always has been. And so for Liverpool to get another title, that's going to hurt me, man. That's going to burn me.
Yeah, but why are you holding on to that? Because you've won 19, 20 titles. Let's give us 2 at least. Let us just blow it a bit more. You know?
Man, I hear you, Kofi. I hear you, bro. But yeah, I think, you know what? And it's hard for me because the blue mats get on my nerves. But I have to say that I want the trophy to stay in Manchester for now. Because, boy, if Liverpool, imagine Liverpool do the 4. Man like Kofi going to lose his mind. He can't even talk to us again after that. That's just over. So
no, in the history of
I know
English football, nobody's done 4. So the most we can expect, somebody's going to do a treble.
Do a treble, yeah.
Houllier did. Houllier done about 5 for you in one season, didn't he?
I think he did the treble.
Yeah, he did treble, yeah.
I'm sure he done 4 or 5. Let me Google it.
No, I think it was a treble, you know, Chile, because United fans were saying, was it the real treble and all that? Because I think there was a League Cup in there, wasn't it?
Yeah, League Cup, FA Cup, and I think Europa.
Yeah. So,
this is another little comment here from Scott. With the talk of Wenger going to Arsenal in some sort of backroom role, do you think this is a Alex Ferguson situation again? Now, obviously with Alex Ferguson playing some sort of what they call them people that sit on the board, silent. What they silent?
The puppet master.
Yeah, Puppet master.
Yeah,
Do you think Wenger
Roma,
will? Do you think Wenger will do the sort of same thing? Do you think because he was very much hands-on when he was a manager? Do you think that because obviously Arteta's talking well of him? Do you think it would be good for Arsenal for Wenger to come back in that kind of capacity to maybe help him? Because maybe that's what he's seeking, some sort of help.
No, I'm going to say no, Norman.
No.
I tell you why. Because football has changed, right? When Fergie and Wenger were there, they literally ran them clubs and just went to the chief exec and said, right, I want him, and him. They made all the decisions, Norm. Now you got a whole team, one side doing that, one side doing commercial. It's just different. Fergie could tell their young players, you're not having a sports car, and that was it. Then cars got taken back. Now Ralph can't step to none of them young boys. They're all driving Range Rovers and all that. He can't say, listen, you're 19 years old, you're not driving a Range Rover. Send it back. That's what Fergie would do. Send it back. And they'd have to send it back and get a Ford Focus or something like that until they graduated properly. So Wenger coming back trying to I don't think
that whole sentimental thing, you know what I mean? But I just think that he's done what he's done, and the club need to move on. I don't think we need to go backwards.
Don't boil your cabbages twice.
Right.
To water
because the house going to stink.
you know the way there, right? So okay, so we've kind of established who we think is gonna finish in the top four. Going to the relegation, who will succumb? Who are your favourites to go down? Just quickly, Dee touched on it. Everton getting sucked in, Brentford, Leeds. There's a number of teams. I mean, Burnley, obviously, yes, they lost to Leicester yesterday. Before that, they had a little spout, winning a couple of games. So what are your thoughts? Because Brentford have really dropped off. Leeds properly dropped off. Norwich sitting bottom of the pile. Who else is in the bottom three? Just remind me.
Burnley, Watford,
Norwich.
Right, so Watford the second from bottom. So, in your opinion, lads, who are the likely three to go down? And
Burnley, Watford, Norwich.
Yep.
You're basically what you're seeing. So you don't think Burnley will come out of it?
No. It's tough. Burnley have the steel in Daesh to fight those relegation battles. They might just scrape it. I'm not sure either way which way it's going to go. Leeds might just
if they scrape it. If Burnley happen to get out, who's the one to drop in?
I think
Leeds.
Yeah, I think Leeds.
Everton have got a game in hand on everyone around them anyway. So if they win that,
they have two games in hand over Leeds, and Leeds have a goal difference of -31.
Yeah, Leeds are dropping like flies.
-31, and
look at Norwich's goal difference.
-40. I know. Yeah, 40.
Craig is saying Norwich, Watford, and Everton.
No, Everton.
If Everton go down
in the Premier League,
we had this conversation. Kofi doesn't want Everton to go down. I mean, they're not rivals, but they just hate each other.
If Everton go down on Frank's watch as well,
mad.
That'd be mad. Yeah, that'd be mad.
Absolutely mad.
I think they got enough in the tank.
I think that Leeds. I think Leeds. No. I'm going to go with Norwich, Watford, and Brentford.
Oh,
Brentford.
Yeah, they just seem. You know how many games they've lost?
They've played 27 as well. They've played the most.
Yeah, they've
games.
lost 15 games. 15 they've lost.
15
games.
Interesting.
I just think they just really on a bad run. I mean, listen, Ivan Toney. I mean, I don't know what's going on with Ivan Toney because we haven't really seen him about. So I don't know if he's still been punished.
But then Eriksson made his debut, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
But will he have any significant role in terms of the final running of the?
Who knows? I mean, you know what I mean? But you don't want to be putting all that pressure on him. Do you know what I mean? You know, I don't know if he's going to have enough to save these guys. I just think they started off well, but they have lost quite a few games now.
Well, it is that magic 40 points as well, Norm.
Yeah,
and they're all way off it from
right.
Newcastle all the way down. They're all way off that 40-point mark. So for me, I would still put Newcastle in that mix because they're barely above it. And what they do have is a few games on like Brentford and stuff like that. But yeah, 25 points from 25 games. It's not pretty.
I think Newcastle just make it.
Stay out of it. Stay out of it.
By a couple of points, maybe 2 points or so.
Yeah, but they're flirting with it though, Kofi, you know? Yeah, he's got to get some more wins and get up there.
I was trying to lock him out.
This every time Chile switches off that camera, this is gonna be the running joke every week. Yeah. Okay. Well, listen quickly, right? Now that we've established that, the football world. This is the last one. The football world sport. Or should I say the football world sporting bodies in defiant mood. Yeah. Guys, we obviously know what's happening in Ukraine and stuff like that. And, you know, our thoughts and prayers go out to the families and children, especially who are dying indiscriminately. And our thoughts and prayers go out to them. But obviously the sports world, and I mean right across the sports arena, you know, sanctions left, right and centre being thrown at, you know, obviously the situation now with Roman selling the club, Yusunov, Everton shareholder. Obviously, Everton have now pulled away from all their Russian sponsorships and stuff. There's a lot going on, you know, in terms of in terms of what you're seeing in terms of the sanctions that the football world. I mean, they've basically said that any team that football side, whether you're international or playing, I think it's Dynamo Kiev have been kicked out of the Europa League. Yeah.
But even the World Cup qualifiers as well, Norm.
Yeah.
How does that work though? Do you just hand the other team the win?
Well, from what I understand is that whoever Dynamo Kiev was going to, I don't know if it's Dortmund, are going to go into the quarterfinals.
Oh wow!
So they will get that. But obviously, all the teams are refusing to play the Russian. Yeah. They're not allowed to play until the foreseeable future. You've got like in in China, you've got some of the athletes going under a neutral flag, and that. But obviously the wars obviously affected that, affected the situation. You've got boxers laying down arms or laying down their gloves and going to fight for their country. They may not come back. You know, this is such the love for you know oh, here we are. Sorry, breaking news.
Oh wow,
Luton 2-1. Oh,
wow,
interesting.
Okay, so right, I tell you, this Roman thing is affecting them big time.
but the thing is, though, how does that work for the World Cup qualifiers?
I don't know. I've not really looked into it. It's just what I've read. I mean, obviously,
it's going to be interesting. That is because
yeah.
If they are losing against by that default, where you can't go to Russia and play that qualifier, so here's your 3 points for qualifying, then a team that went to Russia earlier and lost, they're going to feel away in it.
It's going to throw up all sorts of questions. Yeah, it's all going to.
How do you do it fairly? That's really the question. How do you do it fairly? If you're saying do not go there and play a World Cup qualifier, we'll just give it a point. How is that? You'll never walk alone. Jay, go and take a nap.
Do you want to say that again?
Leave her alone.
Jay, from Big D, go and take a nap. Yeah? Live and direct.
Nah, Jay's not messing with her. Jay's not messing with her.
I mean, guys, I don't know, but listen, you know, this
maybe they'll just take, because they've got to be in a group, haven't they?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
So maybe they'll just take out all those results. I don't know.
Right. But then, if you went there and beat Russia, That's
That's
a problem, isn't it? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The whole thing's a mess, isn't it?
It's a mess. It is a mess. But look,
breaking news: apparently, Abramovic is going to donate the Chelsea money to the victims of war in Ukraine.
Oh wow!
Well, good gesture.
As long as you don't sell it for £1, like when Ken Bates bought it, he's got to get proper money for it.
Yeah. But you can see a lot of these oligarchs are on their back foot now. As I said, Yusuf, who used to have a stake in Arsenal, has obviously gone to Everton.
Yeah,
one of the companies that he owns, they've had to pull out the sponsorship because
for Everton.
Southampton beating West Ham 1-0.
1-0.
Yeah.
Go on the Saints.
No. Yeah. So listen, guys, it's a mad one. We just hope that prayers go out to Ukraine. We just hope that this thing does come to an end. It's out of our hands. It's up to those people in the higher echelons to sort this out and sort it out as quick as possible. And the casualties, obviously, it's massive. You're hearing kids dying and stuff like that. It's not nice. We're over here, all comfortable, but I don't really want to go into any more deeper details into some of the madness that's going on in certain people's heads. So we just leave it at that. Scott, Chelsea could end up like the Ken Bates situation again. Could be right, mate. It could be right. But listen, I've got 3 minutes left, and you know what I'm going to do. I'll go to my favorite
form table.
Let's go to the form table quickly.
Yeah, let's do that.
I'll keep them out quiet. I know, you probably looked at it, you joker. Right, okay. Okay. Let's go to the form table. So let's start with you, Big D. Who do you think is at the top?
Tottenham.
No, it has to be Liverpool.
Is your name D?
Liverpool.
I know.
Liverpool, yeah. Who's second?
Liverpool.
Liverpool City.
No, Liverpool, Man United. I think
Arsenal.
Newcastle.
Oh, Newcastle. We're going 5-8. We're going last 5-8.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying they're full. That's why I think that they will do really well. I think
4-1, aren't they?
To stay out the. Say that again, mate.
They're 4-1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Wow.
And in third place, the good old Arsenal.
They're always there or thereabout.
Always there or thereabout, yeah. Top 4 is a trophy.
Arteta in, mate.
Get out of it. Arteta out. But Arteta in. Get out of here. Okay, who's in fourth place quickly?
City.
Yeah. You're probably just looking at the full table. No, Chili's probably looking at the full table.
No, I've been saying City for the last 3
questions. Let me just run through it then. So basically, this is just let's take this down to. I like this. I want to take this down to 14th. Yeah, Arteta in. Okay, so Scott Kirk is Arteta in. Sorry, Arteta. Scotty. Sorry, Scott. Right, listen. Liverpool, obviously, Newcastle second, Arsenal third. And this is the last 6 games, form table. Man City 4th, Man United 5th, Southampton 6th, Chelsea 7th, Wolverhampton 8th, Aston Villa 9th, Burnley 10th, West Ham 11th, Norwich 12th.
So where's Tottenham, man?
We're coming
Don't worry about Tottenham.
Crystal Palace 13th.
Wow.
And Spurs 14th.
I was going to say.
So they've avoided the Europa Conference League.
Goodness.
Guys. So we've got Arteta in and Craig is saying Arteta out.
I say Arteta in.
Arteta in for me. Yeah.
Get out of here. Guys, everybody, it's been fantastic. The chat has been crazy. It's been great. Thank you to everybody that's participated in the chat. Thank you to my esteemed panel, Mr. Big D, Mr. Chili Tottenham, and Mr. Kofi Klopp. You're going to go out. Yeah, glad to be back, man. It's great to have you back. it looks like David checked out on us. You know what I mean? So, have you got any words for David, Kofi Klopp?
Just continue to stew. You know, we'll have our chance to get back on the ring, and I'll knock you on the canvas.
Listen, guys, thank you. Thanks, Scott, for your support.
Cheers, Scott.
If you're new, please hit that like button, please. Subscribe and share. Send it around as many people that you know. As I said, we're on 245. Hopefully by, I'm praying that we'll get to 250 by the end of this week. See what happens. But really want to thank everybody again. Thank you, Mr. Big D, Mr. Chili, Mr. Kofi Klopp, and our absent friend, Mr. Thomas Tuchel, David. But guys, it's really been great. Really appreciate your time. And listen, let's do this again. Same time next week. What's going on? Let's see what it throws at us. Will Chili be smiling? Will Kofi Klopp be smiling? Will Mr. D be smiling?
Who have Liverpool got, Kofi?
We have West Ham on Saturday at home. So tough game, and you know it's going to be
every game is tough. We got Watford away. Listen, they drew with Man United, so it's no given that we're going to go there and do that. But hopefully, we'll go there, get a result, and we just keep going. We have no excuse. Yeah, we've got no other games, so let's do this. It's the same with Tottenham now. They've been knocked out of the cup by Middlesbrough. They've got no excuse. Kante in. No, Kante out.
You've had like 6 months with nothing to concentrate on but top 4.
Oh, I didn't read out your question. What was the question? Oh, here we are. Okay, let's just quickly read this out. This one, I'm choosing this one. Quick one. Question to the panel. Who has been the greatest footballer to ever play in the Premier League?
Wow.
Henry.
Wow.
No, don't be
No,
silly.
come on. Shearer. I think Shearer.
I'll say Henry.
Depends what you're looking for. I'll take Gaza, man. I love Gaza.
Henry
and Dennis Bergkamp. These guys have won titles, man. Shearer hasn't. Oh no, he hasn't. Actually. He won it with Blackburn. Sorry, tell a lie. He won it with Blackburn.
Poor Scholes, mate.
Okay.
If you're gonna put title counts,
Penalty Allen, no. Has somebody got a penalty?
Penalty Allen.
No, he's talking about Alan Shearer, saying no to Alan Shearer.
Yeah, but then I was going on strikers, best strikers in the Premier League over maybe a 10-year period.
I think Thierry Henry for me.
Only because he's an Arsenal.
No, it's not Scholes, no. Now, if you go in title counts, poor Scholes all day.
Let's not go. Listen. I think it's time to end the stream
all
now.
All day long, man.
Look,
Robbie Fowler. Did Robbie Fowler?
Yo, let me tell you this. It's about eye test, yeah? Eye test, yeah?
Hey, poor Scholes. You have to remember.
That man scored some wicked goals.
Norm, this guy.
Yes.
Jay. What's Jay doing?
Run up, rue my street.
You have to remember that Paul Scholes did a Michael Jordan. Paul Scholes retired, came out of retirement and won a title again for Fergie. Come on, man.
That's true.
Think about that. Only Jordan did that in basketball.
Hold on, let me just do the emoji thing. Henry.
Paul Scholes scores goals, mate, and wins titles.
It's been great.
Henry's not even the best from Arsenal. Bergkamp's better than Henry.
Bergkamp. Yeah,
this is a show. This is for another debate. Yeah. This is for another debate. I'm late to my next program.
You say Chris Sutton,
bro. Chris Sutton. Yeah. What about Jamie O'Hara?
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, Jamie. Yeah.
Well, listen, guys, I have to go now. I have to end the show. But again, people,
good.
Please like, subscribe, and share. Until the next time, the What's Going podcast. See you next week, same time, 6:30. Let's see what the Premier League chucks out, what the FA Cup chucks out, what the Champions League chucks out, and hopefully we'll all be smiling, except Chile. God bless. Good night.
All right, see you guys. God bless.
Take care.